Okay, so let's answer some of your questions that you guys thankfully sent in to me. Thank you very much for sending them in. So let's get started. And of course, I'm going to give my honest answers to the questions that you guys have asked. Let's go.
Does Britain prefer own their flat apartment or rent their flat apartment?
Oh, good question.
What is the price of fuel in Japan and what is trend? The prices of fuel is increase rapidly or swift?
So, two questions there. The first one, of course, is about owning or renting flats, which is what we call them in the UK. Apartments, of course, is a popular word that is used in American English, but in British English, we say flats. I would say that a lot of people want to buy houses and they really, really want to buy their own properties, but because of the current situation, it's very difficult for them to be able to get a mortgage, which is, of course, a loan to get a house. The deposit or down payment, which is what you have to pay before you purchase the actual flat or house, is pretty large. So not many young people can afford to do it. So I would say that the most common situation at the moment is for most people to rent their apartments, but they really do want to buy, of course. And for your second question, actually, I don't know about the price of fuel in Japan because I don't drive. So let me jump on the computer and take a look. So there you have it. It's 166 yen per litre, which if you take a look here, it is actually lower than a month or so ago, which is incredible. 166 yen per litre is just over £1 in English British sterling pounds. So it's a lot cheaper here in Japan. But what I can say is that the price of fuel for heating or for gas, things like that in the house, yes, the price has gone up. We have noticed a difference, of course, in our total expenditure. How much we pay per month has gone up a lot, actually. Thank you for your question. Okay, on to the next one.
Hi sir, I'm Arya from India. I'd like to know about the snowboarding experiences when you were in Canada. I'm looking forward to your answer.
Okay, Arya, thank you very much for your question. And yes, when I was in Canada, I was snowboarding a lot. My reason for going there to Canada, I mean, was purely to learn how to snowboard. So it was fantastic. It was so much fun. I really, really recommend it to anybody that can and wants to, because the feeling of being on the mountain is just really, really quite something else. And there's nothing like it. I personally loved it. However, the one thing that I didn't enjoy was getting many injuries. Unfortunately, I had a few accidents while snowboarding. And yes, that's one of the reasons why I don't snowboard anymore, is because too many injuries. But yes, great question. I absolutely loved it. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Hello, Jordan. I am Gracia Bombasi. I just want to know how many years have you been teaching English?
So I would say that I've been teaching English for over 13 years now. I came to Japan in 2009 and I started teaching, I believe, in the June of 2009. So basically, yes, 13 years now I've been teaching English to all different ages, from kindergarten all the way up to business executives working for quite big companies. And of course, retired people as well who enjoy going traveling. Um, and as most of you know, I've started teaching high school just recently in the last 2 years. So, yeah, I've taught basically all ages and all levels, which has been great fun over 13 years. All right, let's take a look at the next one.
Hello, Jordan and everyone. I'm Chami from Vietnam. To be honest, I'm really into Jordan's lessons and videos.
Thank you very much.
And now I have two questions for Jordan. Jordan, are you happy to answer my questions?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes. Question number one: what are the things that make you really happy? And the second one: what are the things that scare you? Thank you.
Okay, so what are the things that make me really happy? One is being able to spend time with my family. I really do love having the time to be able to go to parks, take our daughter to zoos, for example, watch movies with my wife. That really does make me happy. But there's also another thing which makes me happy, and we've not been able to do that recently, and that is traveling. I really do enjoy traveling to other countries. We've spoken about this many times, and we love going to places like Myanmar, of course, the UK. I've been to places like Canada, of course. And yes, we do miss traveling a lot. So hopefully in the future, it will be much easier for us to travel, and we can go to many different places and experience lots of different cultures and fun things such as the food as well. I really want to try some different food. And for your second question, which is a really good question, what scares me the most? Um, Typhoons don't scare me that much. Earthquakes, I've gotten used to, and here in Japan we have quite a lot, so they don't scare me so much now. The one thing that does really scare me is drowning. I've always enjoyed being in the water. I love swimming. I love going to the ocean, to the sea. So I've always enjoyed it, but I always fear, always have something about drowning that I really am scared of. I don't know why, but I feel it's one of the worst feelings in the world. So I'm really scared of drowning. Yes, that's a great question. Thank you very much. Let's take a look at the next one.
Hi, hello, Mr. Jordan. How are you? My name is José Luis. I'm from Brazil, and I'd like asking you, how long do you teach English online, and how long have you been living in Japan? Thank you. See you.
All right, thank you. So to answer the first question, I've been teaching online for just over about a year and a half. Not so long. It was something that I wanted to get into. I wanted to start. And yes, just recently, probably about a year and a half ago, I started to teach online just a little bit. And then about sort of summertime last year, I decided to really try to teach a lot more online by making videos, doing live lessons, etc. So not so long. And for your second question, I've lived in Japan for the last 13 years, just over 13 years now. So a very long time indeed. Thank you very much. All right, let's go on to the next one.
Hi Jordan, this is Patrizia from Italy. I've got a question for you. Is it true that in Japan streets have no names? Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so yes, most streets in Japan don't have street names like we do in the UK. So in the UK, you will see lots and lots of street names everywhere. That's how we know what street we live on, what street a shop is on, etc. Here in Japan, there are no street names. So if you're looking on Google Maps or anywhere for that matter, you will not find any names. It's incredibly difficult. However, some of the big roads do have some names. For example, like Route 17, that is the name of like a big highway. However, most of the local roads will not have names. The way in which the post office knows where to deliver your letters are by numbers. Every street has a number, and that number is very important when you're writing the address of a letter or a postcard or a parcel. And actually, just recently, my mum forgot to put that number on a parcel that she was sending, and the post office got really angry with me about it and told me that it must have the street number on it. So, yes, it is true, they don't have names, they have numbers. All right, thank you very much for your question. Let's move on to the next one.
What do you do after a tough day at work?
So after a tough day at work, which usually means that I've been working quite a long day, often I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I start teaching at 6 o'clock in the morning. I usually finish my morning lessons around maybe 8 o'clock, and then I often have to go to Tokyo to teach at a high school. And then I'm usually finished around probably 4:30-ish, and then come home again. And if I don't have anything after that work, I like to relax and watch a movie or watch some TV shows if I can. However, recently I have to do some lessons in the evening, so I don't finish until about 10 p.m. sometimes. So there's not much time to relax, unfortunately. But if I had my choice, I would love to be able to watch movies, watch TV shows. That's how I really do enjoy relaxing, especially Netflix is one of my favorite ones to watch, of course. Thank you very much for your question. Let's move on to the next one.
Hello, this is Mari speaking from Japan. My question is, what is something you cannot live without? What do you absolutely need in your daily life? Thank you.
That's such a great question. What is something that I really need in my life that I cannot do without? I'm glad you said a thing. If it was people, then I would certainly choose my family. I cannot live without them. But it's also related to family as well. I think for me, if I didn't have the ability to use communication apps such as Messenger, which is the one that I use the most, to contact my family in the UK, and of course contact my family in Japan very easily. I think without that, I would feel a little bit lost and I would feel a little bit more homesick, probably. Being able to contact my mom, my dad, my brother, because I'm very close to them, it's really much more of a comfort for me. And I know that I can talk to them whenever I need to. They can talk to me whenever they need to talk to me. And it's also great for building a relationship between my daughter and her grandparents and other family members, being so far away. So without that, it would be very difficult. So I think I'm grateful and happy to have the technology to be able to communicate easily with people that live so far away. So yes, great question. Thank you very much. Also, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and it would help more people notice the videos and also be able to learn English a little better as well. If you're interested in more videos, please check out this one here. It's all about making plans with your friends, and it gives you lots of natural phrases to use in a conversational manner.